Hi guys, so today I'm going to do another tag video. It's called 100 Things No One Asks. I originally saw Jenny do it over on the Candid Mummy channel and Jamie do it on the Not So Ordinary Wife channel. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. So do you sleep with the closet doors open or closed? We sleep with the closet doors closed unless we forget to close them. But we're really super vigilant about it because of the cats. Because if not, they'll get in there and make a big old mess. So definitely closed. Do you take shampoo bottles from hotels? Yes, and I don't use them because I'm allergic to most of it. But I either donate them, and actually where we got married, the hotel we got married at, I have set up this thing where apparently when people leave hotel rooms, if all the bottles need to be thrown out. I always thought of maybe if the seal was broken, you'd have to throw it out. But no, all bottles get thrown out, or at least at this hotel. And it's a fairly high-end hotel here in the town that we live in. So I've set up with them that those ones that they need to throw out that aren't missing any shampoo or conditioner or whatever's in the bottles, that they'll get donated to people in need. The other thing that I sometimes do with those bottles, because they're really tiny, you can get them on the plane, because they're less than 100 mils. So sometimes I bring them home, empty them out, rinse them out, and use them for like lotion or something like that I might want to get on the plane when we fly back home or fly somewhere. But typically I donate them. Do you sleep with your sheets tucked in or out? Out, absolutely. Both my husband and I need to have our feet sticking out underneath the covers in order to be comfortable. Have you ever stolen a street sign? Yes, I did when I was 13 or 14. There was a Nicole court where I grew up, and so one night I stole that sign. Whatever happened to it, I have no idea. I lost track of it around high school, but I did have it for quite a while. Do you use post-it notes? Yes, I'm post-it note crazy. My office drawer, I have probably 30, 40 sets of different sizes, different colors, some with animals, some with designs, some just the colored ones. I have that at work, and at home I probably have at least 12 to 15 pads on the go of different colors and shapes and sizes. I also use all the flags, like actually I have them right here, like these. By Post-it, yeah, I use Post-it everything. Do you cut out coupons and never use them? Yes, sometimes. I think we're all kind of guilty of that. You think you're going to get to the store, you think you're going to buy that one thing, and especially if it's something that you don't use a lot, but you're like, hey, it's on sale, maybe I'll stock up on it. So that definitely does happen to me. Would you rather be attacked by a big bear or a swarm of bees? Frankly, I'd rather be attacked by neither. But if I had to be attacked by one, I think it would be a big bear. And the reason for that is I'm allergic to bees. So one big bee sting could kill me. Maybe a bear mauling might not. But I'd go with neither. Do you have freckles? I do have some freckles on my arms. And I think I still have a couple on my face. I have a couple around, but they're going away as I get older. But I do have a few on my arms for sure. Do you always smile for pictures? I try. Not all. I don't always look the happiest. But I do try to smile for pictures because I like the lasting memory of it, so I like it to be a good memory. Biggest pet peeve? Mean people. Mean people, my biggest pet peeve. I don't know why people can't just either get along, and if they can't get along, at least tolerate each other, and not be mean to each other. Like that whole thing does not compute for me. So mean people would definitely be my biggest pet peeve. Do you ever count your steps when you walk? Yes, especially when I go up and down stairs. I know there's 21 stairs from my basement to my main floor. And there's 17 stairs from my main floor to my upstairs floor. The main reason why I count those is for when I'm doing laundry. So when I'm carrying the basket and I can't see, I can count my steps. I do also sometimes count my steps when I'm outside walking. I used to do it a lot more as a child. It's was part of my OCD, but I don't really do it so much for that anymore. Just a second. Have you ever peed in the woods? Absolutely. I used to go camping all the time as a kid. Have you ever pooped in the woods? Yes, for the same reason. Do you ever dance when there's no music playing? Absolutely. No music playing, but no one watching is usually the circumstance. But yes, I do definitely dance when there's no music. Do you chew on the end of your pens and pencils? I used to do that a lot as a child. I try not to do it as an adult because I understand the germ thing a little bit better. And also, like at work, someone else might use my pen or whatever. But I do still sometimes do it, which is one of the reasons why I sanitize my pens once a week. How many people have you slept with this week? Just one? Just my husband? It's kind of weird. What size is your bed? An emperor size. So it is a king size plus a double. Song of the week. I'd say it's a tie between Take Me to Church by Hosier, however you say his name, or Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. I love that song. Is it okay for guys to wear pink? Absolutely. That shouldn't even be a question. Of course it's okay for guys to wear pink. They can wear whatever they want. Do you still watch cartoons? Not really. I don't watch any of like the adult cartoons like Simpsons or Futurama. I don't know if Futurama's on anymore. Any of those things I don't. I don't really watch any kids' cartoons either. Least favorite movie? That would be anything that's considered a horror. I absolutely hate horror movies. Where would you bury a hidden treasure if you had some? Well, number one, why would I tell someone where I would bury it? But if I was to, it would probably be in a small community in Newfoundland off the Trans-Canada Highway, drive 2, 3, 4 hours out to the coast in some little community, maybe even one that no one lives in anymore. What do you drink with your dinner? Either water or iced tea. I try for it to be water, but also sometimes I do have the iced tea. But definitely when I go out for dinner, I order a glass of iced tea and a glass of water, and I always drink the water before my meal. That's actually a weight losing tip. If you fill up your belly a little bit with water, then you won't overeat, or at least that's the theory. And sometimes I continue to get that water refilled, and then sometimes, like I say, I have the iced tea for my meal. What do you dip chicken nuggets in? Pretty much anything. I'm a chronic dipper, so I'll dip them in barbecue sauce. Maybe not ketchup so much, but plum sauce. All different types of barbecue sauce. We make homemade barbecue sauces, so yeah, pretty much anything I can dip it in, except for ketchup and none of the mustards because I'm allergic to mustard. It's not mustard, Dijon mustard, anything like that. But pretty much anything else other than ketchup. And I mean, I guess I would dip it in ketchup if ketchup was there, like if I was having ketchup with home fries or something, but I don't eat a lot of ketchup, so. What is your favorite food? Anything to do with chicken, largely because that's the main protein I eat. But actually, if I had to pick a specific food, it actually would have nothing to do with chicken, now that I think for a second. And it would be anything beet, so beet soup, beet salad. That I love stuffed beets. I love beets. Love just pickled beets. What movie can you watch over and over again and still love? Girl Interrupted, which is one of my very favorite movies. The Fast and the Furious movies, I can watch it over and over again as long as I watch them at home. I always see them in the theater, but I don't get the full experience because I can't watch the racing cars. I have to close my eyes. It makes me really dizzy. So at home, definitely the Fast and Furious movies from when I was younger. Girl Interrupted. Yeah, those are about my faves. Last person you kissed and who kissed you? That would be my husband this morning. I kiss my husband every morning before he goes to work, or before we go to work. Were you ever a boy or Girl Scout? In Canada it's called Girl Guide, so I'm too old to have done the Sparks program, which is 5 and 6 years old. So I started in Brownies, did that for 3 years, did Guides for 3 years, did Pathfinders for 3 years, did Rangers for 3 years, then I was a leader for 4 years, all together. One after Rangers, then I took some time off, and then I was a leader again for 3 more years. Would you ever strip or pose nude in a magazine? Not in a magazine, no. But once I get my Cushing's under control and I lose the stomach fat, which I will talk about in my Cushing's video for sure, I would like to do how do you say it, voyeur shoot for my husband. And I have a really good friend actually that does it. Her and her sister do them, and I would like to do that for my husband, just as something just for him. But no, I would never do it in a magazine that was published. When is the last time you wrote a letter to someone on paper? I write a letter to my grandmother every single week, a card to my grandmother every single week, and I'll talk more about that in my video about my grandmother. But just briefly, when I came home in August of 2013, after staying with my grandmother for almost 8 weeks after my grandfather passed away, I promised her 2 things. One, I would call her every day, which I pretty much had been doing previous to that. And I would write her a letter every week. She loves getting mail. I have not missed a day of phone call, and I have not missed 1 week of letters. Sometimes the letters take more than a week to get there, so she goes a couple weeks without getting any and then gets 2 or 3 at a time, which drives me bonkers. But I write one every week. I usually mail them on Monday or Tuesday because I usually do them on the weekend. Can you change the oil on the car? No. And I actually, I'm not sure if where you guys are from, they have these, but here's I think it's called Jiffy Lube, where you drive into the shop and you drive over, and the people are below and they do it. I'm totally afraid to do that. I'm afraid I'm going to drive off the ramp. So I take it to a place where they just take my car in and put it up on the hoist. I can't drive over the pit thing. And I couldn't change an oil probably to save my life, unfortunately. Ever get a speeding ticket? I've never got pulled over by the police speeding ticket. But here in Alberta, they do have the radar tickets that come in the mail, and I have got a couple of those, between 8 and 15 kilometers over the speed limit. That's on my car, but actually all the tickets come in my name because I'm the first person registered on both of the cars, because I'm the first person on both of the loans of the vehicles. But so they all come in my name, so even my husband's come in my name, and he's got a couple as well. But in 8 years of being here, we've got probably less than 5 between the 2 of us, so it's not that bad. It should be done though, because we shouldn't be speeding, but sometimes I think they set them up to trap you. Have you ever run out of gas? No, and it's something I am totally 100% paranoid about, so I refill my car at half a tank. My husband likes to, on our cars, we can program it to tell you how many kilometers you are until empty, and my husband likes to push it as far as he can, and it drives me crazy when I'm driving with him. But mine personally, I always have half, maybe getting halfway between half and a quarter, but that's the lowest. because I am terrified of running out of gas. It's never happened to me, but I'm absolutely terrified of it. Favorite kind of sandwich. So there's this place here that is called the Press or Pressed, and they have this sandwich called the Bird, which sounds absolutely hilarious, but it's turkey, avocado, alfalfa sprouts, cucumber, and homemade cream cheese. And so once in a while I have that as a treat. They have a gluten-free bread, and they also have a high, it's like not multigrain, it's like 12 grain high bread. So I have one of the two breads because I either have to have my bread non-processed and high in fiber, or I eat gluten-free bread, which sounds silly because gluten is all wheat. I know that, but those are the two things because I can't eat white flour or anything that's been refined. So I have that once in a while. And I'm also not supposed to eat a lot of cheese. I'm lactose intolerant, so I have to take the pills. And my doctor says it's okay to do it once in a while. Like, go ahead. Like, everyone's going to do it once in a while. But don't do it a lot because then your body builds up a resistance to the pills. So I have that once in a blue moon, but that's absolutely my favorite sandwich on the face of the earth. Best thing to eat for breakfast. I like to take fat-free vanilla Greek yogurt, add fresh blueberries to it, add some organic granola, add a scoop of flaxseed, ground flaxseed, and then put some raw agave over the top. Absolutely my favorite breakfast in the world. My usual bedtime, that depends on, sorry guys, my phone's just making noises. That depends on the day of the week. But for the most part, it's probably around 10 o'clock. That would probably be the average. So yeah. The weekends, maybe I'll stay up a little bit later. Are you lazy? I try not to be, but I mean, I am. I think we all are a little bit. I try not to be, though. I try to stay as active as I can. When you were a kid, what did you dress up for as Halloween? For Halloween, sorry. So, some of the mini costumes, my grandmother used to make all my costumes. One year she made me a princess, and she made this big, tall hat out of Bristol board. And then the next year she made me a witch. So the princess was a purple princess, surprise, surprise. The second one was black and was a witch. It was usually snowed for Halloween where I grew up. So you always have to wear something that's your snowsuit or warm clothes could fit under. But those are the two that I really... Oh, and she made me like scarecrow outfit one time of like just patchwork of fabric that she had. That was pretty cool as well. I actually still have that one. I don't have the other two though. What is your Chinese astrological sign? Monkey is my Chinese sign, and my Western sign is Pisces. How many languages do you speak? 2. I am fluent in English and sign language, American Sign Language. Do you have any magazine subscriptions? Sorry about that. Dusky's tail in the way. No, I don't. We used to get Men's Health and Women's Health, and we just found that, yes, we read them, but then they just stacked up, so now we have the app. Lego or logic blocks? That's hard. I like both. Probably the logic blocks or logic logs, probably a little bit more. I found I could be more creative with them. But I do like Lego as well. Are you stubborn? Absolutely 100%. You can ask my husband that. He'll tell you hands down I am one of those stubborn people around, especially when it's something I'm passionate about and something I stand for. It's hard for me to back down. I'm not rude about it, but it's hard for me to back down. It benefits me in my work a lot though, because I do a lot of advocating. So Yeah. Leno or Letterman, neither. The only night show that I watch, and I don't even watch it live, I just watch clips of it on YouTube, is Craig Ferguson. But I don't even watch that very often. Ever watch soap operas? Yes, growing up, my great grandmother watched Days of Our Lives, and I do still keep up on Days of Our Lives. I actually have it PVR'd, but half the time I delete them. But that's the only one. Sunset Beach, I think is what it was called. When I was in grade 12, I was in a car accident, and I spent like 2.5, 3 months, not bedridden, but pretty much at home. So I watched that a lot then. And I tried to watch the show Passions, which is no longer on either. That was all about witches and stuff, and I couldn't even get into that. So Days of Our Lives would be the overall one. I've watched it since I was a kid, not consecutively though. Are you afraid of heights? Absolutely not. I would love to go skydiving, love to go bungee jumping, all those things. Do you sing in the car? 100%. People are always giving me funny looks, especially in the summertime if I have my windows down. Funny looks, but I don't care. Whatever, it's my car. Do you sing in the shower? 100%. Love it, which is why I really want to get the shower radio back. If you look on Thursday, I believe it was, I posted a review of a shower radio and mirror that I bought. That unfortunately didn't work out. The radio did, but the mirror part didn't. And I missed that radio. But I mean, I also sing my own little tunes, but I really like singing to the radio. That was really cool. Do you dance in the car? Yep, sometimes at red lights. Sometimes. Been known to. Have you ever used a gun? No. My husband wants me to go to the gun range. There's a gun range here that he has went to a few times, and then he takes every single person that comes up to visit us. There's his dad, my dad, his brother, his sister. I haven't went yet. I don't really want to know what it feels like to hold a gun or shoot a gun, but who knows, maybe I'll change my mind about that. Last picture that was taken by a photographer, if you can call her a photographer, would be our wedding photographer. Yes. Well, yeah, I guess. She did a really shitty job. Excuse my language. We only have 11 usable photos, and my husband had to edit those himself. She wouldn't take any pictures of him the day of the wedding. She did free engagement pictures. Those are horrible as well. So we're going to get them redone by our niece, who is coming up on being a professional photographer. Her photography is absolutely amazing. She was actually profiled on CBC. I can't remember what show on CBC. She did this really cool shots of this ice, not mountain, but anyways, this ice thing. Her name is Kit Sora. If you want to check her out, if you Google her or whatever, you can find lots of her pictures. She's going to do them for us. And just thinking, I did have a few professional pictures done. We got married in May. My brother-in-law got married in October, so there is a couple of professional pictures of me from his wedding, which are much better. But the last time a photographer, we sat down with one was at my wedding, unfortunately. Do you think musicals are cheesy? No, I love musicals. I love all sorts of musicals. Les Miserables is probably one of my all-time favorite musicals. But I love Chicago. I love Moulin Rouge. Musicals are good. Very good. Is Christmas stressful? It shouldn't be. I think if it's stressful, you make it stressful. I'd say the most stressful thing about our Christmases is that we don't get to spend them with our family. We're out here and they're on the East Coast. And we don't get to go home, unfortunately. So that's stressful just because we don't get to be together. But I think if Christmas as a whole is stressful, you're making it stressful, and it shouldn't be. It should be about being with family and friends and sharing good times. I've eaten pierogies. I love pierogies. I have to make them myself though, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because most of them have bacon or some other form of meat that I can't eat. But I do like pierogies with sour cream on top and green onions on top. Yum yum. Favorite type of fruit pie? It's a toss-up. It could be pretty much any fruit I can eat. I would love the pie. So, blueberry, boysenberry, love those. I love rhubarb pie. I can't eat strawberry rhubarb pie, but I love just plain rhubarb pie. Just very tart. Love it. Pear. If I don't know if you've ever tried making pear pie instead of apple pie, that's delicious as well. Occupation you wanted to be when you were a kid. I wanted to be a paramedic. I, for the longest time, wanted to be a paramedic. But as I started to grow up into my teens and had some tragedy happen in my life, I started to think, I don't think I could be the first responder. I don't think I could go to a car accident and see someone who was deceased, or see someone who was decapitated, or see a child who was injured. And that was kind of cemented for me when I was 16 or 17. I was driving to my grandparents on the highway and had to stop for an accident. And when you drive by, you had to drive really slow. And I try not to look at accidents. I mean, it's just human nature, so you do look a little, but I don't gawk at them. But out of the corner of my eye, I saw a car seat. I didn't see the child. I don't know what happened to the child, but that kind of cemented in my mind. Like, if I went there and there was a car seat and the child had been ejected from the car seat or something, couldn't handle it. And then after that, I really wanted to be a police officer, but I didn't think, and I still don't, like I talked about a couple minutes ago, the gun thing. I don't know that I could ever be gun trained. I don't think I would ever be comfortable with it. So then after that, I wanted to become a social worker, and that's what I did. Do you believe in ghosts? I think I talked about this in my last tag video. I don't, but I believe in guardian angels. I believe that people look over us. But ghosts per se, not really. Ever experienced deja vu? Yes, and it is the weirdest feeling ever. Doesn't happen very often to me. I'm glad that I'm not like my husband. My deja vu is actually his trigger for his migraines, so I couldn't imagine feeling it and then knowing I was about to get a migraine, because migraines are horrific. But I have experienced it before. Do you take a vitamin daily? Yes, I take a multivitamin. I take folic acid. I take vitamin D. And I feel like there's another one. No, I guess that's all the vitamins. Do you wear slippers? Yes, I have purple fuzzy slippers for going into the litter area, because litter gets stuck to your feet. But I typically don't wear them around the house because my feet overheat, like I've talked about in other videos. So I like having my feet, no socks, no shoes, no nothing. Ever wear a bathrobe? Yep. I have two. I have like a summery one, like a light, it's light purple, but it's like a light material. That's actually too big for me. That was meant for if I got pregnant. And then I have a blue teddy bear one that's really heavy. It's like a wintry one, so sometimes I wear that when I'm not feeling well. Sometimes I wear that in the winter if I'm cold and we don't really want to jack up the heat. So I do have two robes. What do you wear to bed? I wear usually a pajama shirt or an old t-shirt that I no longer wear anymore. And then I wear either pajama capri pants or full length pajama pants. First concert, I believe that was Celine Dion when I was in late elementary school. Walmart or Target, 100% Walmart, and I don't even really, really, really like Walmart. I mean, sometimes it's good, and I mean, I do shop there almost every week for something, but Target in Canada was a joke. So definitely Walmart over Target. Target in the States though, I've been there and it's amazing. So I don't know what happened when it came to Canada. Nikes or Adidas, honestly I don't care as long as it's comfortable. My sneakers for the last, I don't know how many pairs, have been champions. They're comfortable. They have a cushion insole themselves, and I can fit an insole into them because I have falling arches and some like pressure points or spots on my feet. So I wear champions, but really I would wear whatever. Cheetos or Fritos, neither one. I don't like that type of food. I don't really eat junk food. Peanuts or sunflowers, seeds, definitely sunflower seeds because I'm allergic to peanuts. What is Asher doing? Yeah, and I really do like sunflower seeds. Sometimes eat them in the shell. Sometimes, a lot of times I add them to like salads and stuff as extra protein. Ever heard of the group Trasam? Trasam? No, have not. Ever taken dance lessons? No, but it's on my bucket list. I'd like to learn how to hip hop dance, and I'd like to learn how to ballroom dance. Is there a profession you picture your future spouse doing? Not really. The one thing that I always said, and my sisters always said, is that we never wanted to marry anyone in uniform. So no military, police, fire, like anything really that puts someone in danger. We would never do that. But like some of my sisters have proven it, you can't pick who you fall in love with. I have a couple sisters that are married to people in the military, and there's a couple of cops in my family as well. Can you curl your tongue? Heck no. I wish I could just because it'd be a fun party trick, but no, cannot. Ever want a spelling bee? I'm gonna say no. I might have. I'm thinking I might have. But why I want to say no is I suck at spelling. So I don't know how I would have ever won one. I feel like I did win one. I don't know where that memory comes from, but I'm bad at it, at English and spelling. So I don't know. I'm gonna say no. Have you ever cried because you were happy? Absolutely. I'm a crybaby. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. The last time I clearly remember crying because I was very happy was when I got married. And the last time I remember clearly crying because I was very sad was at my grandfather's funeral. Do you own any records? I do. I'm not sure which ones they are. My grandmother actually still has them in storage. Own a record player. Yes, my grandparents' record player is mine, but that's in storage as well. Do you burn incense? I do if I can find ones I'm not allergic to. Ever been in love? Yes, I'm in love right now. Who would you like to see in concert? Pink. I would love to see Pink. I feel like I'm kind of needing a fix of Great Big Sea again. Haven't seen them in a couple of years. I'd love to see them again back home. Who else? Yeah, I would really like to see Pink. Yeah, Pink would probably be it. What is the last concert you saw? Last concert I saw was Tim McGraw in last summer. I went with one of the girls I used to work with. He was the headliner for a festival that was here in town for 10 days. And so, yeah, we went to his concert. That was awesome. I mean, I liked Tim McGraw, but I didn't think I was going to enjoy it quite as much as I did, but I loved it. And my friend who I went with, Monica, loved it too, so that's good. And this year we're looking at going to, oh shoot, who's coming? It's another country singer, and we're looking at, Monica and I are looking at going together. And then the next concert I'm actually seeing is on March 13th, and I'll do a review shortly after. And I'm going to be seeing Nickelback, and that's for my birthday. Hot tea or cold tea, doesn't matter. Tea is tea. Love tea, especially herbal tea. I drink it hot, I drink it cold, I drink it half warm, doesn't matter. I also love sun tea. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's where you take like 3 or 4 liters of water, put in either tea bags or loose tea, sliced up fruit, put it in the sun, let it steep in the sun for 2 or 3 or 4 days. Take the fruit out, take the tea out, re-infuse it with, well, take the loose tea out. The tea bags can stay in. And then you re-infuse it with fruit again, or a different type of fruit, and you put it back. It's about a 10-day process. You do that 3 times. It is freaking awesome, and it's completely steeped by the sun. And all you need is a shelf to put it on that gets direct sunlight for at least 5-6 hours a day. So it's quite easy to make or find a spot for it in most homes. And it's freaking delicious. Sugar cookies or snickerdoodles. I don't know what snickerdoodles are. I think it's an American cookie. I do like sugar cookies though. Homemade sugar cookies, so I can control exactly how much sugar is on them. Can you swim well? Yes, I can swim very well. Can you hold your breath without holding your nose? Yes, I can. Are you patient? I can be patient to a fault. Sometimes, which comes in handy for work. But in other cases, I'm not as patient. Not in work situations. I pretty much can stay patient. But sometimes in life, I get a little impatient, especially when people, it's almost, it goes from impatient to intolerant of people who are mean and rude for no reason, which really there is no reason. DJ or band at a wedding, I think they both have benefits. I think it depends on what kind of feel you want to your reception. We didn't have either one because we had our reception back home and we got married up here. Ever won a contest? The only contest I can remember off the top, well, no, that's a lie. I've won a bunch of stuff from Now Radio, the radio station that I listen to. I won tickets to Flashdance, which was awesome. Cobb's Bread gift certificate, Pizza 73 gift certificate. So some things like that. But other than that radio station, the only thing I ever remember is my grandmother and I both won in the same summer Coca-Cola wheelie cooler filled with Coke products. We both won it from the same pharmacy in the small community by where my grandparents live. Would you ever have plastic surgery? A no, with the exception of the form of a nose job that I need to get my deviated septum fixed. Actually get my septum rebuilt because it's completely destroyed. I get my nose on the inside widened, so I guess it won't look any different on the outside, but the inside will actually be done. That is done by a plastic surgeon, ENT specialist. So I guess it's a form of plastic surgery, but no, I wouldn't have plastic surgery otherwise. Black or green olives, both, any type of olives, bring them on, love them. Can you knit or crochet? Yes, I can do both. Bedroom for a fireplace. I think it should be fireplace for a bedroom. Yeah, I like the idea of a fireplace in a bedroom. I don't have one, but I like the idea of it. Do you want to get married? I am married. If married, how long have you been married? It will be 6 years in May. Who was your high school crush? Probably my high school boyfriend. His name was Andrew, and yes, I do still talk to him. Do you cry and throw a fit to get your own way? No, that's just childish. Favorite color? talked about this in my last tag video, purple. So another good example of purple is this water bottle, which I didn't count in the other water bottles. So yes, purple, purple, purple. Other things that are close to me are my phone, like I showed you last time, my nails, and I have a light purple that they go to in the summer. Wow, only 3 things that are purple that are close to me. The binder I am using, that is purple. Yes, obsessed with purple. Do you miss anyone right now? I miss my grandfather every day. Even though the last 3 years of his life, I couldn't really have a full conversation with him because he had Alzheimer's. I still miss him every single day. And I miss the idea of him and my grandmother being together. And although he didn't really remember who she was at the end, he still was very protective of her. And so I miss the idea of the 2 of them together, I guess. And last question is something that happened to you in middle school. I guess we could say the thing that happened to me in middle school, and it's significant, I guess, is they really found out how bad my asthma was and how bad I'm allergic to wood dust and really all dust. We had wood shop and metal shop, and we did half for 1 year, half of the year, and the other half of the year. And so I did metal the first half of the year, and it was separated by industrial doors, and even the dust coming under, I was having asthma attacks every second day. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't function, so I didn't even finish metal class. I actually asked if I could go volunteer in the special ed room for the same credit, because it was kind of a pass fail. It wasn't really, you didn't really get a mark in it. If you did really good, I guess. I mean, there are a few people that I know that use those things as kind of a start of a portfolio to start doing stuff in wood and metal. And I actually know one guy who went all the way through after he finished high school, and now he's a journeyman, to do something to do with metal fitting and metal making and metal whatever. But it was kind of a pass fail, so they agreed to let me go to the special ed room. And so if I was there whenever I was supposed to be in shop and I was helping out in whatever way I could, then I got my pass. So that's something that happened to me in middle school. So that's the end of the questions. I hope you enjoy learning a little bit more about me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe. If you have any other questions that piggyback off the back of something I might have said, then leave them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.